Good morning, welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe. This is the bull Percy. Just about to feed him. Fed. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning Holly! So I'm just in the field of rape at the moment. Big breakdown. That's it. Wow. That's the drill working there. There's the lovely Holly. See you later, Holly. Just had some escapee lambs. Decided they were going under the fence, out and about, but they're in now again. Just nicking around, still got a few other animals to feed. Ducklings are over there, wandering about the car park. Lulu's on the quad bike, having a good old time. Spud decided he was on the Great Escape this morning, so he's been out twice. Hopefully that's him in for good now. That pen's just got a few bits along this fence line that are low, could do with filling in. You can see him. That's where he escaped the last time. He's looking for a gap again. I've closed it off as best I could without anything with me. Need to get some soil or stones and lay it in there. So the reason we're going to line this shed and seal it all off is because the wind comes in those openings and goes out that opening, or the other way around as well. And what it does is it curves round that corner, and because all the heavy particles of dust get pushed all to the outside, they then drop and land on the floor, and you end up with loads of dust and stew on anything you have in here. So we'll seal it off and that will stop that happening. It's exactly the same system that happens in a Dyson vacuum. And they spin air, and then the heavy particles that are in the air get dropped on the outside of the air. They kind of get pushed against the walls and they fall down into the collection, and the air just carries on out the way. I'm needing this trailer round the corner to load it with some compost that's away on order, but Dad's away with the Discovery that tows the trailers, so I'll just take it around with a forklift. Still not decided if this is a good or a bad idea, but it's working. Getting us there. We'll need to fuel up. I've got my safety steward. A banksman. That's what she's called. If there's it's basically, I think it's the insurance that dictates whether you need a banksman. So I worked for a Hill and Show for a few years, and you had to have banksmen there to guide where you were going with the forklift and whatnot. So big operations, building sites and all that, you need a banksman. These two pallets, I think there'll be a ton each, going onto there. They'll be taken tomorrow. They're going out on delivery. Someone's ordered 2 pallets of Jack's Magic. Just got 2 pallets and I'll put them on top of the compost, so one on each pile. So when I strap it down, it kind of pushes the load all across all the bags of compost, rather than the strap being down the middle and it just kind of cutting its way through the top bags, and it'll end up bursting them. Bigger guys have finished grading that last level, so there's a wee bit of excess, loading it up and taking it away. So that's looking good. Nice level field. That'll be exactly where the shed, exactly where the shed is. That'll be the kind of road down into the door. Starting to take a bit more shape now. Shed guys are coming in about I think a week tomorrow. They come and start putting uprights up, which will be exciting. This is strapped down now. You can see the pallets up there just holding everything down. So I'm just filling up with diesel at the moment. So we use red diesel for tractors and forklifts, and that's what all farmers use. It's a white diesel with a red dye in it, and it's reduced tax. It's allowed to be used kind of off-road vehicles, which would be classed as forklifts, tractors. Cranes can use it in construction sites, all that kind of stuff. It's also allowed to be used for power generation, for backup generators, and also commercial and industrial heating. There you go, nice and red. Purple in the sun, purple blue. Got a couple of gates there. You can see they've kind of just been swamped by the grass to pick up. This strainer snapped while there was howling cattle in here. So there was 2 gates sitting there just until that got fixed. Anyway, I can take these gates away now. Quite a few stock deliveries to be processed. The stockman's away. Some shop repairs to do this morning. There's a hole in here because there's been a stone put there in the corner to stop the shutting, and it's basically a big hole in the base of this, so put checker plate either side of it, and I've started filling up the hole. I need to do it layer by layer because you're only meant to do this 5 mil at a time, so I'll build it up until it's finished. But this is just a back door into the shop. Hopefully that'll solve the issue. Today's question of the day: what is this big hunk of steel? This is an ode to Ave. Chainsaw is onto the healing bench. So the chainsaw, you can see, has a very loose chain on it. That is because it was used by someone who wasn't knowing what they were doing, so they can watch this and know how to tighten it and fix it. So to tighten up the blade, there's an adjustment Phillips in there, Phillips head, so I'll get one. So Phillips head into here to adjust it. First of all, I need to loosen off these nuts, and that'll loosen off the guide plate. And as I move the adjustment, this guide plate will shift out the way, and the chain will then seat nice and tightly into the guide. So you can see now the guide is moving, so it's already slipped out a bit and the chain's a bit tighter, so you can see that chain drawing in as I turn that Phillips head. And then you just tighten up these nuts again and it's good to go. It needs, the blades actually need filed sharpen. Just check it runs smoothly, which it does. Now I'll get a file and I'll sharpen all these. Chainsaw file, and this is a guide, and it tells you the angle at which to sharpen the blade. So there's a wee groove there, I don't know if you can see that wee line, and you put that parallel with the guide, and then you run the file along each individual blade. Just going to put this into the vise. It's a lot easier in a vise. So you take one of the knives, blades, whatever you call them, teeth, that's what they are. Put a wee mark on it, and then you know where you've started, and you're just going to run along each tooth to sharpen them.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you.
So that's it, ready to go. Just check it's definitely got fuel and it's got lubricating oil. Chainsaw oil is really like thick and gloopy oil. Kev showed me all how to look after the chainsaw, so if you think I'm doing it wrong at all, blame Kev. Yesterday's question, how many egg boxes are in this whole pile? And the answer was 70,720. So if you'd managed to see a label that says 130 on it, you'd know there's 130 in each box and work it out, but no one got it right. The closest guess was about 54,000. The rest were very low, but that's them. Anyway, that's everything for this video, so thanks for watching. Go and like, go and subscribe. Have a guess at the question of the day today.